Hello everyone, welcome. This is Szentes, and I'm really excited because in this episode I will describe a new book I just wrote recently titled Emerge and Thrive, an essential survival guide for a new world of higher dimensions. And I'm excited because I received an inspiration about 2 weeks ago, and the inspiration said, write this book. So I sat down and didn't question anything, and it started to pour out of me. Now, I want to quickly tell you that those of you that don't know me, I'm a transformational spiritual leader, a master coach, and I help people discover their divine code, their soul's code, and help them move from a very deeply traumatized life to a highly prosperous and joyous, blissful life. You can find me on advancedmindinstitute, the website, which is www.amindinstitute.com, and I will post a link in the episode description below. So let me ask you, have you noticed that the way we used to live and relate to the world has completely shifted? There are so many things that once we knew which have tipped upside down. Do you ever question what is true and what is not? Do you ever speculate what is happening and how can you make sense out of this reality? Who is who and who can I believe? Who am I and what am I doing here? Why do I feel waves of frustration, especially towards humans, other people, politics? What is the reason? Why didn't I realize things earlier? You see, a lot of humans have incredible emotional turmoil inside them, and reasonably so. I like that because this really, finally caused people to wake up to some degree. Okay? To cause people to wake up to some level of responsibility instead of being asleep and being dormant and just letting being pushed around. So, as some of you know, we are about to transition into a completely different world, a higher vibrational world. And the turmoil you see really is just simply the destruction of the old, rusty, and dysfunctional world. Our planet ascended to a higher fifth-dimensional consciousness in 2012, and very generously, it gave us a lot of time to catch up. It's been 9 years, more than 9 years. So now we humans have to catch up to that elevated frequency to match it. And you know you have to catch up because you feel physical pains and aches and joint pains, and you might have headaches, you might have throat pains or sinus issues or lung pains. All of those are what we call ascension symptoms. Okay, ascension symptoms, and they simply are asking you to upgrade yourself. Upgrading yourself means that you actually let go of a lot of your painful memories, a lot of your resentments, a lot of your ancestral stories, a lot of your memories that you no longer need. Because a lot of those memories, believe it or not, are 1 million years old, and they're dark, and they're weighing you down. They're keeping your vibrations low. And as long as you have those memories, you will not be able to exist in a higher fifth-dimensional consciousness without being in massive pain. And there's only so long you can take the pain, and then you will say enough is enough, okay? So then you can really say upgrade, which I recommend you do, or depart, right? So everybody has a choice. And now, as humanity is upgrading, has been requested and demanded, if you will, to fully and completely upgrade, you will actually start to be curious. You will notice it, that there's so much more to life than what you previously knew about. There's so much more to life than what your mom told you or my mom told me. And some of you might experience emotional symptoms like sadness or angst, worry or confusion or anger. And again, all of these are simply indications that you are supposed to upgrade yourself. Now, I realize that upgrading is not easy because we have to do the upgrades on 3 different levels. One is the physical, the next one is the mental or psychological, and the third one is spiritual. Not one or the other, all 3. The physical is to gain strength again, have the physical ability to do things and whatnot. Then we have to clean up our psychology at the mental level. We have to become strong. We cannot be the victims. We cannot be all of those things that weaken us. And at the spiritual level, we have to upgrade because every single one of us, the ones that are ascending, we have a purpose. We have a soul mission to embrace. But when you have all the physical limitations, when your body isn't doing well, when you have a lot of the mental limitations, when you have restricted thinking, you've got all those darn limiting beliefs and your dark shadow stories and whatnot, you will not be able to let your soul shine. Now, when you don't do that, when you don't let your soul shine, guess where that leads? It leads where? Complete misery. Okay, so in the new world, in the new fifth dimensional consciousness, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable, okay? Misery, suffering, victimhood, goodbye, see ya, okay? So the reason why I wrote this book is because the new upgraded consciousness, the ascended world, will require a completely different recipe from every single one of us. Now, those of us, very few, on this planet, those of us that know the recipe are going to be feeling amazing. Those of you who don't know the recipe, I want you to know that it exists. And you know that you need to upgrade because it hurts. Things hurt. You get triggered. You have emotional pain. You have physical pain. Okay? Just simply means upgrade time, upgrade time, upgrade time. Echo, 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 right? I'm very super happy because that is why I came to this planet. That is why I'm here, to guide humanity out of this low consciousness to a much higher consciousness, teaching them, showing them exactly, specifically and precisely how to do that, at what mental processes to address and to leave behind so they can rise in consciousness and feel awesome and experience joy and bliss. How's that? Isn't it cool? So the book Emerge and Thrive gives a very good and usable, very practical recipe. It is a short book. It's about 39 pages. It's a 6x9-inch format. And it addresses the physical, the psychological, and the spiritual level and gives you ideas, specific practical ideas of what to address, what to let go, what to work on so that you can embrace the new consciousness and not have to reject it and be in massive pain. When you accept this new consciousness, you will be able to rise, leave a lot of your old limitations behind. We'll be able to come together as a humanity and then thrive together. But first you have to emerge. Thus the title, Emerge, then Thrive. How cool is that? The link to my book is in the description. You can purchase a copy either on Kindle or in a paperback format from Amazon or any major bookstore. And I really want you to not just breeze through that because it seems like an easy read. Most of the things I write are easy just because I make it such. I write it such that it doesn't challenge or it doesn't cater to that overly intellectual part of the ego. But just because the language is simple doesn't mean the message isn't really profoundly deep. Okay? So make sure that you understand it. Make sure that you really embrace the message. And I want you to really ascend with us. There will be people who won't ascend and we'll say goodbye to them. But you, listening to this and understanding and resonating with this, you will know what to do. So the link to the book is in the description below, also to my website. And what I'd like you to understand, I'd like you to realize, is that once you do the inner work, which has been the thing that has been missing, the reason why we got into this awful mess was because we were unconscious. We were blind. We were misunderstanding everything around us because we lived in the inverted matrix. Everyone blames the matrix, but what I'd like you to know is that in that inverted matrix, you learned contrast. Now you have to learn how to release the negativity about it and how to use the contrast to your advantage. And once you do that, that's when you can really embrace a bigger world. All right, guys. I'm excited to see you learn this, and let's move to the fifth dimensional consciousness. This has been apparently my soul mission. Finally, it's really good to have this layer unveiled to me, because I did so many crazy things before. I was an engineer, then an engineering manager, and I did that. I have all kinds of talents, which shows my rebellious nature. And you have that too. You have all kinds of rebellious, wonderful nature in you, but make sure that the rebellion in you does not go against you. Make sure that it really is not stopping you from moving on, because the rebellious nature is not always working in your favor. So to remove the rebellion and actually get in alignment with the higher consciousness, I want you to grab a copy. The link is posted below, and I will catch you on the next episode. Cheers.